Welcome, everybody, and blessed be the fruit to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. In today's episode, we will be reviewing The Handmaid's Tale, Episode 5. If you stick around towards the end, please remember to like and share. It'll greatly help our channel grow. And also check out our other reviews and a playlist at the end of the video so you can check out our previous Handmaid's Tale reviews. So, Dylan, tell us your thoughts on this amazing episode.
Well, praise be.
Praise be.
It was kind of like an okay episode. There wasn't too much going on, but we do see some important, changes happening. So June, she and Luke have now decided to venture into Gilead to try and rescue Hannah, and we see like what the challenges are along the way. Serena, we see is slowly like transforming the way people are perceiving Gilead. I think this whole episode was like focused on her really. So little things we saw in this episode are starting to transform. But yeah, what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man, this episode was beautiful, but like intense at the same time. And there was some shit that happened, especially towards the end, that I was like, oh no, not again. But starting off, yeah, we get a little bit more insights on Serena's life and just how the pseudo wives, or like some people, I guess they came from Canada, or either they're from Canada or they came from Gilead. I wasn't too sure about that situation, who they were. They could just be like fans, and some people came from Gilead. I don't know. It's really weird, really dangerous too, and really interesting. But I feel like Serena feels really awkward too, having all these women just like cherish this baby. I wonder if she thinks it's kind of like this evil eye thing, like maybe like at any moment, right, they could come get you, or somebody will do something. You can't trust nobody. And I think she feels a little guilty throughout this season. I think somehow she feels a little guilt, and we got that through flashbacks, right? And it was weird. She was really uncomfortable with the idea of handmaids. Yet you were like one of the people that like started this whole thing. So, and I appreciated that. And what's funny too is we also see Aunt Lydia, and Aunt Lydia's like, Aunt Lydia's so funny. She's like so tone deaf, but she's like, a fine choice, Miss Waterford, for like some of the handmaids. So I think the flashbacks here are really important though, because I think that's like a little bit like a foreshadowing, like, oh yeah, these two characters are gonna change a lot. But again, we always pick up where June left off, right? And the whole thing is about Hannah, retrieving Hannah, right? So I want to know your thoughts on the fact that Mayday has to kind of disband in that area and move somewhere else. And now June and Luke are in this mission to get Hannah, and they're alone. So what are your overall like thoughts on that?
Yeah, so Mayday, we saw obviously they're kind of shut down by the Canadian government. So now it feels like they're really like a rebel, like guerrilla group, right? So and we kind of like saw like Moira, she like stayed behind, and she had like this kind of like bonding moment with the other girl. So I don't know, maybe there's a little something
Yes.
there. But, and yeah, like Luke and June, they, like I said, they venture out into Gilead, and they come across Jaden, who's a guardian, but he's kind of like this free thinking guardian. So I think it was cool that we get to see like, obviously there are people in Gilead who don't, really. At first I wasn't sure whether to trust him or not. I thought maybe he was gonna like sell them out or something, because they got way too comfortable in that bowling alley, and that's usually, I thought like, oh, like the Guardians were like gonna fall through the roof like the FBI or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to see that there are people like that well, it's sad because like he doesn't remember his old life, but he still has a nostalgia for the old ways, right? Like he was so, invested in this bowling alley, and, he was kind of alone. So he was like, you guys are like, the only ones I've really talked to in a while. It feels like, because I'm usually here by myself. But then obviously like towards the end, he steps on a mine, and I felt bad, because he was a really cool character. I wish they would have stuck around, but who knows, maybe we'll see him down the line. But then yeah, they ended up getting captured. But I thought it was a sweet moment when they had that neat little song and dance. Luke can sing good, man. I was like, damn. I was like,
Yeah.
save some poon for the rest of us,
Right.
Luke.
I know.
But yeah, that was a sweet, like, tender moment. What did you think about it?
Oh, I just love how the kid was just looking at it. It was as if that's the first time he ever heard music. It was really special to him. And June, of course, like I think their relationship is a lot more stronger now, which I was worried last season. So I'm glad to see that they're it's very strong, but I wonder if it's like for toxic reasons too.
Hmm.
But I like that. That's why I always said that about the show, that there are so many like toxic traits from like everyone in Gilead, and there's so much shit happening. So the best parts of the show really is like you get those little fleeting moments of human interaction and human kindness, and it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, opening a window
Hmm.
and the room gets filled with light, and I think it was really nice. Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, not a lot happened this episode. I think it was like really like everyone's just chill, kind of like even Serena was like in
Hmm.
her room for the most part, or like just inside the house, right, realizing like shit. Maybe she and you know what's the thing too, she has plenty of time to think. The fact that she's in there, she's stuck there, she has plenty of time to think, and I think she might defect or something like that later on. And then a thing with like in a bowling alley, that was really cute too, I think. But yeah,
Hmm.
continue. So what else are your thoughts on the episode?
Um, I was just gonna say it. I think what made the ending sadder was like they got so like June and Luke got so close in that moment, and now they're like real literally spread apart, right? So I wonder what'll happen. You know, how will they find each other now? With Serena, it's funny you mentioned that. I have a theory about maybe her defecting later, but yeah, I think this episode was definitely more about her. Like you said, we saw some flashbacks about her thoughts like in the early days when they took the children away from their mothers, right? And they were trying to wonder like how are we going to like well, really brainwash them, but how are we going to indoctrinate these young kids into our society and our way of thinking, right? And yeah, she is like in a weird spot right now. I keep saying she's such like a paradoxical character because like she is a woman and she's such a like proud and like intelligent woman, but she comes it's weird because she promotes this society of patriarchal like empowerment, right? And this episode we really saw like the effects of that. And I said too in last episode, I feel like her whole thing with her rebranding Gilead was gonna be like about the whole like fertility situation, and we saw that in this episode. So she recommends to the Gilead leaders that hey, maybe we brand this not as a Gilead center but as a fertility center, right? And that's what's gonna attract people because they're gonna see like maybe we're not about oppression, we're about helping people, right? So we slowly see the seeds of that being planted, and they actually like approve this. So I was actually like surprised that because they had that conversation with Commander Lawrence and Putnam, and Commander Lawrence too proposes this interesting idea in this episode, his project called New Bethlehem, where he's actually thinking about bringing in like the refugees back to Gilead. So I want to know your thoughts on it. Like, how do you think this will play out?
He's weird, man. He's an odd character, and it's cool because there's such a mystery. He's so mysterious. Um, I think he's a really smart guy too. Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to do something to like, I don't know, like overthrow some people in Gilead, or I think he's just trying to do what he can with what he has at the same time. I don't know. The sneakiest characters in the show, really, I feel like are Luke. I mean, I'm sorry, Nick. What's the other guy? Tuello and yeah, I think he's gonna do some shady shit, dude. I really do. I really think it's gonna be like some inside type of shit that's gonna happen. Um,
Well, he said too. He said like, because Putnam was like, "Oh, well, if you think this is gonna pass with the leaders, it's not." And then he's like, "Well, if we close off our borders, Gilead's gonna die, right?"
that's true too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like he's
So
like playing both sides,
he knows the long game. He's a smart guy. So it's
right?
like whether or not you trust his intentions, I think at the end of the day, he knows what's best for his country, right?
Yeah, and I wonder why he keeps helping I think he's like the one who's like trying to put in a word for Serena all the time, but I wonder why though. Unless she's like some asset that he could use later or something like that. Like it's really
Hmm.
weird. Because I thought that Tuello was using June. Like sometimes he was kind of like teasing her. It was like on purpose. Like he kind of was trying to make her into this person who'll kill somebody, right? Like this tool. Like that's how sometimes I see it. It's not like he's like like helping her really. It's like he wants her to get rid of some people, and she's
I
kind of
thought
disposable.
I thought maybe he was playing Serena and that he was actually like helping June more, and that he was trying to like put on this facade to Serena, like, oh yeah, like I'm on your side, right? By the end of the day, he's really trying to help, Mayday and June with whatever he can, because obviously you know, restricted by, his duties as an ambassador, right? But whatever he can do, I think at the end of the day, he's trying to help June.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, great episode overall. What do you predict we'll see for episode 6?
Yeah, oh shit. So I wonder where June and Luke will go, and I wonder if Aunt Lydia will see June or Luke. I wonder if anybody will I think that guy, there was like the adopted father of Hannah. I got a feeling he's gonna tease June and bring Hannah in, and finally Luke could see Hannah in person, and he's gonna see how
Mm.
brainwashed Hannah is, and he's gonna be like so shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just gonna kind of be like this emotional torture type of episode, at
Mm.
least. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting points. Yeah, so well, obviously they caught June and Luke, but I don't think they're gonna make her a handmaid. I think she's too much of a wanted fugitive. She killed Mr. Waterford, so she's probably like public enemy number one in Gilead. So I think they're gonna make an example out of her, or try to at least. With Luke, I don't know. I mean, they could brainwash him too, or kill him. It really depends. Yeah, we didn't even see like Aunt Lydia this episode, so I wonder what's happening with her and the handmaids right now, because I know she was trying to be like more like compassionate towards them. So I wonder if next episode we'll see what's happening with that. We saw Mr. Wheeler in this episode. He's like the commander that's taking refuge of Serena. I wonder if like low key like Serena's gonna like take him away from his wife, kinda, or like something, because she is like a single wife. So I wonder if like maybe she'll try to persuade him or something. I don't know, or like seduce him. Um, and yeah, I wonder. This is a crazy thought, but I was just thinking like, because Serena, she kind of feels like trapped in this household, and like she's slowly realizing like her voice is being like uh outcasted by Gilead. So I wonder. It's a crazy thought. I wonder like, because I know I've been talking about like how June and Serena will end up maybe fighting each other. What if they actually like teamed up somehow? Like she defected and they actually like help each other at the end of this episode.
No,
I
I
don't
could
know,
see
crazy
that.
thought.
That's a good theory. I could see that. Yeah, for sure. I wonder if that's like a hypocrite type of thing, or like, well, Serena must be desperate, but like there's two sides to her at the same time because, oh, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do this just to save your own skin. I don't know. June was grinded down through years, right? So I wonder now if Serena will be grinded down through years. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we still have one more season to go and a spinoff. But yeah, if you're done with your thoughts, I'm done with my thoughts as well. Guys, that is our review for episode 5 of Handmaid's Tale. If you made it to the end, give us a big kiss. Give Dylan a kiss. He needs one. And also... and also, that's our COVID way of kissing each other, by the way. And then also leave a like, please, and share. I always say we're really busy, and I cannot wait for the next year. We have a New Year's special. I know it's like months from now, but I cannot wait to produce more content with you guys, with Dylan. It's going to be really exciting. And this month, holy shit, do we have a lot of stuff for you. So Dylan, please take us away.
Yeah, October is going to be a busy month for us. We have a lot of great stuff planned, a lot of great content. Of course, we're doing this show, Handmaid's Tale, and Andor as well. Those are going to be our last shows that we're reviewing for the year. But we're still doing other stuff, of course. We're going to be reviewing Black Adam, The Barbarian, Hellraiser, and of course, Halloween Ends. Black Panther, guys, in November. Keep a lookout for Wakanda Forever. We're definitely going to be reviewing that because that's the last Marvel project. We also have Werewolf by Night coming soon, so that'll be a fun review to do as well. But yeah, check out our other content. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor, as well as YouTube. And you can follow us on Instagram too. You can follow our socials on TikTok as well. So thank you so much, and until then, under his eye.
Under his eye.
Praise be. All right.
I almost said may the force be with you. Okay.